Welcome you to this short lecture. By way of introduction, I'm Reverend Father Makarius Kabyogom. I lecture at Mountains of the Moon University, the Department of Foundations. This morning, I wish to introduce you to a general course unit called Introduction to Psychology. The course name is Introduction to Psychology. Introduction to Psychology. The course code is EBPS 1201. And that is year 1, semester 2. This course, Introduction to Psychology, is designed to aid you as a teacher trainee with the understanding of origin, nature of human behavior, shown by learners, and application of principles of psychology in the field of education. The objectives of this lecture and the entire course, by the end of the course, you should be able to explain the various theories and principles of psychology and their relevance to education. You should be able to describe the various growth and development theories, and you should be able to identify abnormal developments as well as special needs in human beings and how they impact on learning. You should be able to describe the various personality approaches and theories and the implications of all these in the teaching and learning process. I would wish to begin by defining psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes in a given context. This definition, we find 4 key words: science, behavior, processes, and context. These are the key words which we find in this definition. Psychology as a science. By science, we refer or mean general approach to acquire knowledge. That is, it involves the use of certain methods together which adhere to several key values or standards. This method consists of systematic and direct experimentation through observation. These values or standards involve commitment to such goals as follows: objectivity, accuracy, and skepticism. The 3 values are so key and very important in science. Any scientific method, when you use it, the information should be objective and should be collected accurately and should be tested by other people to make sure that what you found out or what you are talking about is the same or is real. So what do we mean by objectivity? This means evaluating information on the basis of its merits rather than one's personal preferences. So in science, we don't just follow our whims or personal preferences, but we need something to be objective and should be called what it is called because it fits to be called so. Accuracy. By accuracy, we mean gathering information carefully as precisely as possible. Word of skepticism, this one means accepting any information from findings as being true only after such information has been verified of any other specific study. So once you have done something and you have gotten the information through experimentation, observation, this information is only taken to be true when other people have taken up similar studies and have come up with the same results. The second word we said is behavior in the definition. What do we mean by behavior? By behavior we mean any overt response, activity that people do or say that can be directed, seen, observed. For example, sneezing. That one is a behavior because it's observed. Somebody can see that being done and knows that so-and-so has sneezed. So, when we are dealing with psychology, we are looking at behavior, people's things that they do, which can be observed by other people. We've talked about mental processes. What do we mean by mental processes? When we talk about mental processes, we mean cognitive processes that involve thinking, reasoning, feelings, and motives, which each one of us experiences covertly or internally. Things which take place in the mind of someone, which we cannot see, but we can only get to know about them when we ask the person questions. Through introspection, we are able to understand what somebody is thinking and somebody is doing. So that one also is within the realm of psychology. So it is a scientific study of behavior and mental processes and context. Every behavior takes place in a certain situation. Things don't take place in a vacuum. Things take place in a certain environments and certain areas. So when we talk of context, we mean the setting where behavior takes place. Where behavior takes place. So, many people have defined psychology in different ways. They have called it the science of the mind or the study of behavior. All these, we have put them together to make sure that we come up to an all-encompassing definition, which is psychology is a scientific study of behavior and mental processes in a given context. With that said, I hope it is clear to you and you can be able to explain when somebody asks you what psychology is. Psychology, as a scientific study and practical application of observable behavior and mental processes of organisms, differs from other social sciences such as sociology, history, or economics, because psychology specifically deals with the study of individuals or human beings. What are the goals of psychology? That's another thing we need to look at. The goals of psychology. Psychology as a scientific study of behavior and mental processes in a given context has its purposes, or what we can call goals. One of them is measurement and description. Measurement is a prerequisite in the understanding precisely any phenomena or event or behavior. To be precise, the language used in scientific description must be concrete and not abstract. For example, describing a friend as generous would be acceptable in everyday conversation, but it would be too imprecise or unprecise or unscientific communication. Scientists solve this problem by using operational definitions, which define behaviors and qualities in terms of procedures used to measure them. For example, you might operationally define generous as donating more than 5% of your income to charity. A good work of a psychologist involves measuring and describing behavior such as anxiety, depression, stress, intelligence, to mention but a few. We measure using tools. In psychology, a tool could otherwise be called a questionnaire, an instrument, a scale, or a midterm test taken in a class, or a psychological test taken under controlled environment, like in the experimental psychology or intelligence testing. Every measuring instrument we use must possess two qualities: reliability and validity. What do we mean by reliability? Reliability, we mean that the instrument used to measure a given behavior or construct should give consistent or same results every time it is used. For example, if I'm measuring weight, I have to use a weighing scale. If I go on a weighing scale and I find myself 30 kilograms, I get back after 10 minutes, I'm 30 kilograms. 20 minutes later, I find myself with 30 kilograms. It means that instrument is reliable because every time it is used, it gives the same results. What do we mean by validity? By validity of an instrument, we mean that an instrument is measuring the real characteristics that it was meant to, or designed for, or to measure. For example, a teacher who wants to measure one's IQ will not use a tape measure to look at the size of the heart of the head of a person. In the event that one is done, he will get always similar results or same results, meaning that the results which are given are reliable, but the instrument used is not valid because a tape measure will only measure the circumference of one's head and not the heart and not the intelligence. So in order for us to say that the instrument used to understand, to explain behavior is valid, it must be that one which is intended to measure that element that is measuring. That is the first goal of psychology, that is measuring and describing. So when you measure and you know the why and the what, then you are able to explain why things are like that. The second is understanding and explaining behavior. You ought to know the cause and effect. That's another thing which we were interested in psychology. Psychology is interested in isolating the causes, reasons why certain behavior and mental processes occur. This process of understanding and explaining behavior involves the use of theories. You'll find people doing certain things, you don't know why, but later you realize that they are doing those things according to the different theories done because of such. That's why you find them doing certain things. The third one is prediction and control behavior. By prediction, we mean that if on several occasions a given event A is followed by another event B, then in future, when we witness event A, we expect event B. Lastly, improvement of the quality of human life. After learning and acquiring all the knowledge about psychology, this knowledge should then be used to improve the quality of life by helping us to understand and appreciate ourselves and others, relate well, live well, counsel each other, and help each other.